stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Any station that wishes to join the net, please come now.
Norway 6 Yankee, Germany, N6YG.
Jim, also Sierra.
November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec, Bob.
Kilo Papa 4, Mike Delta Carol, Citrus Heights.
November 6, Hotel Alpha, Bill in Rosehill.
All right, very good. I'm off to a good start. First, I got George, N6YG. Welcome back, George. I got Jim up in Alta Sierra, KM6DVT. I have Bob, N6PGQ. I have KP4MD, that's Carol. And I have N6HA, that's Bill. Welcome all. Pretty good group tonight. Anybody else? Okay, we'll pause in a little while for if anybody else has come along. All right, we're going to start with George, N6YG. Again, good to have you back, George. I saw your other transmissions. This frequency seems kind of quiet tonight, pixel pop-wise, because they were pretty good. But let's see what else you have for us tonight.
Yeah, those were pretty low power, too. I wasn't, I think about 15 watts. So, testing out a new Alpha Delta switch. Finally got rid of the MFJ. My SWR dropped considerably. The MFJ switch wasn't very good. So, anyways, all right, I think I'm all loaded up. Nice, colorful picture. PD120.
Thank you, George. That's a real pixel pop stressor there, and this one passed swimmingly, extremely clear. I'm going to go for comments all around, unless we get anybody else checking in, and then I'll switch to 2 comments plus additionals. So for now, like I said, we'll do all of us. Let's go to Jim up in Alta Sierra first for his first comment. I'm interested in seeing how he got this up there. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I got and about maybe 6 or 7. I can see you got 21.074 and 441,300. It's good though. It's clean though. It's nice and clear on clear as a radio.
All right, I got the gist of that, but you're real scratchy and cutting in and out, so we'll see how it goes. Very good, thank you. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. I'm going to bet you got this real clear, too. Go ahead.
Well, I think this is about the clearest slow scan TV picture I have ever seen. I didn't hear any pops. You know, I can read at least some of the writing on the radios. You know, you can see mic and mono on the radio that's in 440. I don't know whether at the very top with the knobs it's a remote monitor or another radio, because it's at the same frequency as the radio on the bottom. Somebody's in the CW portion of the 15-meter band, and it's a good picture. It's going to be interesting to find out what it is and where it is in 6PGQ.
AI6TG.
All right, very good. Joel, I got you checked in. We'll come to you in a comment in a minute. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, yeah, KP4MD here. Yeah, very, very good. You know, I notice when we have pictures that are very black, very often I don't think you see pixel pops there. I have a little streak, you know, right up near the top, a little horizontal streak, but that's that. Down at the bottom, it's a looks like a dual VFO rig. I'm not sure which one that is. And on top of that is the IC9700, which I think is the one that George used for the ISS contact with the Girl Scouts. I recognize that. And then on top of that, there's a looks like a Vibraplex paddle on the right, and to the left you have some kind of device there that's got 4 knobs on it. I'm not sure what those knobs are. Volume, or I really couldn't read them. And then behind that there's a large monitor that seems to be just repeating what's on the bottom HF radio. That's what I'm guessing. And then N6YG and SSTV, really, really nice and clear. So back over to you, KP4MD.
Thank you, Carol. Let's go to Bill, N6NA.
Yeah, a good photo here, very few pixel pops. Yeah, I can't add too much. I think that's a 7610 on the bottom, dual VFO. It's very familiar looking because I have one. And then the 9700 on top, I think that's a Venture iambic paddle on the right. And then that's some kind of, the thing on the left of it is some kind of audio leveler, probably. So I think George uses not desk mics, boom mics sometimes. So, and then the display in the background is probably a display from the 7610. And yeah, looks good. Good check. And 6HA.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Joel. Joel, did you get in and get on in time to get this picture?
No, I've been trying to check in since before the net started. The problem with this IC905 is every time I bump the VFO knob, I fall out of repeater mode. So I have to go up a channel, down a channel to get it back in. So I need to remember things like this to lock the VFO dial. But I'm also having problems where everyone's drifting in and out signal strength-wise, and I'm not. So I've got all kinds of bars across this picture. I don't know if it's the repeater. Is everyone else receiving the repeater strong and solid? Because everyone on my end is drifting in and out from squelch from some static to strong signal.
No, I believe everything's working. All systems go. This was an exceptionally clear picture too.
Last storm, all this water must have gotten into my gotten in somewhere. I guess end connectors aren't that watertight as I've heard they were. I guess I need to go tape all the connections up. Let's see here. One at the antenna, one at the RF deck. And yep, that's probably it. Yeah, I'm very confused by this photo because all I see is a bunch of screens, and two of them look to be identical, and it's all so dark I can't really see what they are. But yeah, four HF numbers, and then on top, two on the top, two on the bottom, and one 70 centimeter in the middle. Can't read what any of the labels of the equipment are. And yeah, I guess that could be a Fiberplex on the top, and that definitely would explain those extra bright colored knobs, something separate sitting in front of the screen. Back to net AI6DG.
All right. Well, you could see it good enough to see two depictions of the same radio. Well, we'll see how it goes throughout the net. So you've got a little bit before we get to you for transmission. So that said, this is Bill K6KRQ. Let's go to George and welcome him back. We haven't heard from you since December, but it was good seeing you at the Hamfest. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about your picture and anything else?
Well, it's good to hear you and everybody else as well. I've kind of was recovering. I had gotten pneumonia, and that turned into bronchitis, and I wasn't talking a whole lot because my throat was raw and coughing and all that. So my voice would completely disappear. So it took a couple months to get over that, and so I mean I've been operating, but mostly CW, because it doesn't matter if you have a voice if you're doing CW. So anyways, yeah, okay, the picture. Yeah, the bottom is 7610. The middle one is the radio I'm currently on. That's 9700. And of course that's a monitor in the background, big 30-inch monitor in the background displaying the front panel of the 7610. But I sent this to be a little bit confusing. I was wondering if anybody would catch that very unusual device sitting above the 9700 with the green, red knobs. That looks like a Christmas tree. Yeah, my wife says. That is a neat little device that I ran across and I picked up off of Marketplace. And it's an external volume control for Windows that can do. I mean, it's so configurable. It's mind-boggling on how configurable this thing is. So I changed the front panel colors to purposely red and green. Green is receive, red is transmit. And so the two knobs on the left control the 7610, and the two knobs on the right control the 9700. The green knob controls the receive volume, and then the red knobs control the transmit volume. So I no longer have to fight with Windows and its stupid volume control system where I have to click 5 different buttons and a slider, try to move a slider around to precisely control my drive levels for ALC and on FT8 or on on NFL Digi or any of the other sound card programs, because it seems like every program needs a slightly different transmit level, and it needs a different receive level. FT8 needs a real low receive level. It's very sensitive. And so on transmit, I can just control my power level on FT8 with the red volume knob, and I can take it down to 20 watts or up to 100 watts if I needed to. It goes in through the USB port, and the thing has profiles, so I can switch profiles on it when I'm watching movies and have it control volume and headsets and whatever. The other thing it does is each knob is a button. You can press in on the knob and you can execute any number of things. It'll do keystrokes, custom keystrokes, batch files, macros. In my case, I'm having it launch programs, so like the very first button it launches WSJTX, and then the second button launches MMS TV, and then FL Digi, and then Spectrum Labs. So I no longer have to use them. I just press a button on the front of this thing and launch my program. So it's a pretty neat little device. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. Solid die-cast aluminum. The LEDs you can customize. They get brighter as you increase the volume, or they'll get dimmer as you decrease them. So it's pretty cool. Best $40 I ever spent.
Thank you, George. As a menu side stepper, I would think that there'd be quite a bit of demand for that. Too bad they don't make it.
Yeah, it integrates with so many things that
And there's got to be something else like similar to that. Okay, we're going to go, well, I'm at about a quarter after the hour. I'm going to pause right here. This is Bill K6KRQ, just to see if anybody else has come along and would like to check in before we go to Jim. Any other stations, please come now. All right, no luck that time. All right, let's go up to Alta Sierra. That's Jim, KM6DVT. See what he's got for us today. Go ahead when you're ready, Jim.
Yeah, it'll be pretty easy. The other guy just a lot of breaking up street noise. So if it goes through.
good enough where I can see what the genre of it is, but we're going to go to George first, N6YG, for first comment. Go ahead, George.
Well, I'm glad I turned off auto resync, auto restart, and forced it to. It dropped out. The signal dropped out, I think, 3 or 4 times on me. Completely lost like the squelch when on the radio, and I had the squelch off, so that was into the repeater. And I got the whole thing, lots of pixel pops, but you know, for as bad as that signal sounded, as weak as that signal was in the repeater, it came over amazingly well. I see GM Electromotive and original something emission information, and that's about all I can make up on it. So it's a sticker, probably on a car someplace or something, or maybe a train. Electromotive. This looks pretty old. Did GM make stuff for trains? I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to net. N6YG.
All right, thank you, George. You know, the YouTube rendition of it, at least in my QTH, the YouTube rendition of it is a little bit clearer than how I got it. So Carol maybe have got it a little bit better. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. Next comment.
Well, yes, General Motors did make locomotives. It says GM and Electromotive, General Motors. And you can read, I believe it says original locomotive emission control something on the end. A lot of horizontal lines instead of pixel pops. It probably was when the signal dropped. The picture's a whole lot better than the audio we've gotten in speaking, but I'm going to be interested to see where the label was found and the information on the locomotive in 6PGQ.
Yep, ditto here. Thank you, Bob. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, it's KP for MD. Yep, I don't think I can add very much more. I could read GM, E. Okay, to the left of the GM, there's a sign EM, and I think a D. Maybe Electromotive Division. Maybe that's what it is. It's kind of stylistic. Then below that it says Electro-Motive, General Motors. I can't read any of the fine print other than original locomotive emission control information. And a lot of horizontal bars there where signal dropped out. I was afraid it was going to split the picture as it has in the past, but it all stuck together. The breaks were not too long because I know if it's long enough, it'll just give up on the picture and start from the middle again. So back over to KP for MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. Let's go to Bill, N6HA.
Yeah, I can't add too much. It was a little tough to read it, but I do see the locomotive part also. So you guys are way ahead of it than I am. But yeah, I wonder what the story with this is. N6HA.
All right, very good, Bill. And let's see if Joel, AI6DG, was able to receive the picture at all. How about it, Joel? He may be out making a repair. All right, well, like I said originally, I got good enough to get the genre. I knew it was from the GM EMD or Locomotive Division. The part where it says original locomotive emission control information, I couldn't make out the information word on my reception, but like I said, YouTube was a little bit clearer. So like Bob asked, I'm interested as to where it's from and if there's a story behind it. Hopefully we can get you a good transmission this time, Jim, so go ahead.
breaking up. All right.
All right, very good. That is rough, but I did get that you got it from a loco at the Portola Railroad Museum, so pretty good. It might be a rough night up there for transmitting down here. So anyway, once again, thanks for that. Okay, let's move. This is Bill, K6KRQ. We're going to go to Bob, N6PGQ, and see what he's got for us tonight. If you're ready, go ahead, Bob.
Okay, well, this is PD120 N6PGQ.
All right, good copy here on that one, too. Let's see where I'm going to start this time. Let's start with Carol, KP4MD on this go-round. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, thank you. This is KP4MD. I want to thank Bob for this appropriately themed picture from for April Fool's Day, and mostly white. I see a few streaks on the bottom part of the picture where the signal. There's just a lot of QSB. I noticed that, especially on Jim, his signal was dropping out a lot. So I may have something to do with the rain and just the way the atmosphere is going right now. But see a jester with fake glasses and mustache popping out of a box. It says "Kick Me," I think, on the shirt, and April Fool's Day. And I don't know, about a couple dozen pixel pops, not very big. But you know, I'm going to make a comment about this. I thought it was a lot of fun that we would have one day out of the year where you know, people could make up hoaxes and be fooled, and you would enjoy that. You know, one day out of the year is good. But now it's been almost a decade that we're having hoaxes every single day, and half of the world believes in alternative reality. Wish we could go back to the old days where there was only one April Fool's Day during the year. That's my comment. Back to you, KP4MD.
Well said. Thank you for that, Carol. Let's go to Bill, N6HA.
Yeah, great reception here. I think I see 2 pixel pops, so yeah, very clear. photo. Yeah, and yeah, April Fool's Day. So far, I haven't been tricked too badly. It's been, I guess, an okay April Fool's Day. I know previous years we didn't really celebrate it, so it's nice to have April Fool's Day back, in my opinion. And one day a year is good enough for me. N6AJ.
All right, very good. Also well said. Let's see if Joel came back with us. Are you still with us, Joel?
Sort of. The radio keeps losing repeater mode and going into simplex mode, and I've obviously need to go out and redo all the connectors. So I've got really low signal strength, and it's popping in and out. I'm worried about what that shirt is saying, because it looks to me like it's 3 identical letters. And what's his face? Is this Zaphoid from Futurama, or is he wearing a mask of some kind? I can't quite tell. Back to Net, yes, 6DG.
All right, I'm glad you're back with us. You know, we get those, since we started doing like that digital net on Sundays, we get like radios that go into something or something that we didn't see. And, we're not able to transmit until we look at our radios, so I can sympathize. Let's go up to the top to George, N6YG, for a comment. Go ahead, George.
Well, I don't have much to add on the picture. It came over just a few pixel pops. It looks great. And I do have to comment that someone at NASA has a heck of a sense of humor to launch Artemis on April Fool's Day, trolling all the flat earthers and moon landing denialists, because the comments in the Facebook groups are just comedic. I've been having a great day trolling them. It's funny. So yeah, I thought that was absolutely hilarious that they chose April 1st to launch Artemis 2. So good for them. N6YG.
Thanks, George. You know, it's it's good to have George back so we could get our Flat Earth Society take. We haven't had that in a while, George, so thanks for that. Okay, before I go to Bob, let's see if we can get a transmission from Jim up in Alta Sierra, CAM6 DVT. Jim, give it a try. All right, I guess maybe he dropped off or is having some trouble. But anyway, you know, I guess this is Bob's follow-up to his lighthearted net hosting tonight on the River City Arcs weekly net. So I'm sure when he went backwards through the alphabet, there might have been some people that wanted to kick him, like says on the shirt. But let's go to Bob to talk about his picture. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, there isn't much to add from what everybody's seen. From what I can tell, looking at the original, the guy has a set of fake glasses, nose, and mustache on his face. You know, obviously it's artwork. But I just wanted to let everybody know it was April Fool's Day. We always used to do fun stuff. But that was many years ago, and I was also many years younger in 6PGQ.
All right, well, it's I myself like thinking of the old times, so very good, and keeping it lighthearted. Thanks for that. All right, this is Bill, K6KRQ. I'm filling out the hour pretty good. I want to thank you all ahead of time for checking in. So that said, let's go to Carol, KP4MD, and see what she's got for us.
Okay, thank you. This is going to be PD 120.
All right, thank you, Carol. Carol's transitions, if you want to say that, are going to be perfect on YouTube because they're direct. But I got to say, except for a few pixel pops, I got this one near as good as the YouTube rendition. So let's start with Bill, N6HA this time. Bill, you want to comment first on this one?
Yeah, a great copy here. Couple pixel pops, but a very good copy. These are the gentlemen from the Soldier Smoke podcast. I think they're going to be doing a talk for River City RC here soon. I try to catch their podcast when I can, and yeah, they do some fun stuff with DIY builds and other homebrew stuff. So that's right up my alley. And yeah, it's a fun show, and I think they've done hundreds of them now. Carol probably knows better than me, but yeah, I look forward to the talk. N6HA.
All right, thank you. Yeah, very good. This is a pretty good promo for next week. Let's go to Joel, see how Joel's receiving. Go ahead, Joel.
I'm still figuring it out. I just went out there and disconnected one of the end connectors, and it was dry as a bone, so no water in that connector. This one I seem to receive decent. No massive low signal bars going across places. Just a whole bunch of pixel pops here and there. I've not heard of this Solder Smoke podcast, but that's what we've got as the logo. I guess their logo in the lower right, 4 pictures in a quadrant. It's got a soldering iron with smoke coming off of it. And says, thanks to N3 something or another for this logo design. And 3 guys in their shack talking. One of them got probably an amplifier of some kind blown up as his background. Back to net, the N6TV.
All right, thank you, Joel. Very good. Yeah, I have not heard of this either till Carol announced the program for next week. Thanks for that. Let's go to George, N6YG.
Okay, I don't have a lot to add as I'm being molested by German shepherds right now who finished eating their dinner and now want a biscuit. So I will be back to send it back to me next time around. N6YG.
All right, very good. Say hi to the dogs. Let's see if Jim's still with us. I'll do that courtesy. Cam6DVT. Copy. And let's finish up commentary with Bob, N6PGQ. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, this came over real well. On my screen, I see very few pixel pops. Can read the bottom of the right quadrant. That's an interesting logo. I hope that there isn't that much smoke coming off of solder because you're getting lead in the air. The guy in the bottom left, I don't know what the rig is, but the knobs look like old Ten-Tech knobs. But I imagine they're all available from DigiKey or Mauser or something like that if you're building homemade stuff. Anyway, good picture, N6PGQ.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bob. Okay, let's go to Carol, KP4MD. Tell us a little about her picture and maybe a plug for next week's program. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, yeah, this is KP4MD. Yeah, these are the podcast hosts from Solder Smoke. Solder Smoke is a podcast that's been continuously going for about 20 years now. It used to be just all audio, but for about the last couple of years, they've also done it video on YouTube. So the up in the upper left-hand corner is the original founder of the podcast. That's Bill Mera, November 2, Sierra, Quebec, Romeo. He lives out there on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., but right now he's over at in Dominican Republic. He's got a station down there that he goes down there during the winter and he does some operating from there. He's quite a home brewer. He likes to do a lot of analog circuits. The one below him in the lower left-hand corner is that's Pete Giuliano, November 6 Quebec whiskey, and he's also quite a home brewer, and he's got his own YouTube channel and a number of blogs that he does, and he and Bill both spoke to our club about 5 years ago during the start of the pandemic when we were desperate to try to get programs. And so it's one of the recordings that we have on our YouTube channel for River City Arcs. And that radio behind him is called a Transcom. It's some kind of a vintage transceiver that he was working on. I think he was doing some restoration on it, so he was talking about it in this particular screen capture. This was one from one of their podcasts. The gentleman in the upper right-hand corner, his name is Dean Sulelis, Kilo 4 Delta Alpha Sierra, and it was him together with Bill Mera that designed the Solder Smoke homebrew direct conversion receiver project that got all of the attention of the ARRL and earned them the Technical Service Award last year. So that's quite an accomplishment. The story is apparently they were challenged to make a project for a high school electronics class to teach them a little bit of analog circuits, and so they designed this direct conversion receiver, and we're talking about it on the podcast, and some of the hams that were watching were interested in also participating in this, and so it became a big project where a lot of hams signed on there and decided to get the parts together to build a direct conversion receiver. They set up a Discord server specifically for this group, and they were there mentoring practically every day. People would get on there and ask questions about how to get the receivers working. So they put a lot of hours into it, and it got the attention of the ARRL and earned them the Technical Service Award. So I just love the style of their podcast. It kind of like it's a little bit of comic, how do you say, tit for tat sort of thing. And it's funny, it's entertaining, and it's also informative, and a little bit nostalgic too. Talks about some of the old times as well as to what they're doing now with modern technology. So, and it isn't really very detailed. I mean, it's something that I'm pretty sure a person that's not really deeply into engineering or anything could follow quite well. So I'm really happy that they're going to be with us on our meeting of April 7th at 7 p.m. They're going to be talking into us by Zoom, and we're opening this meeting up so that we can have anybody around in the community that would like to join us on Zoom. So we're looking to have a really fun evening. Back to controls, KP from MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. It's very compelling. I'm looking forward to that. By the way, I was able to receive that good enough to read at the bottom of the lower right quadrant, thanks to N6NA for this logo design. So I was able to pick that out without looking at the YouTube rendition. So good transmission. All right, very good. This is Bill, K6KRQ, Wednesday, Slow Scan TV Net. We're going to go to Bill in Roseville, N6HA now, and see what he's got for us this evening. If you're ready, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, this is going to be PD120, N6HA.
All right, very good. Good transmission. This is kind of curious. I have no idea. You know, Joel, AI6TG, is pretty good at landing on these things right away. But I don't know, maybe this one will even stump him. But it just so happens Joel's going next on the comment line. So, Joel, if you got this, go ahead.
Well, I have no idea what FT0 is. I don't know if this is April Fool's real or not, but it gives us a URL, ft-0.net.lo-fi.app. So with it being at the .app top level domain, I'm assuming that you go there and it loads some sort of web app of some kind. So it's running a program in the browser. I can't really read what all the rest of the printout is. I see FT0 a couple of times, and there's a bunch of little boxes with something written in them and a list of something over on the lower right. But it's just not visible, so I'm not sure. So FT0. I saw a April Fool's joke posting on Facebook earlier today for FT1. Conduct a QSO in 1 second. But I don't know if this is April Fool's joke or not. Back to net, N6DG.
Thanks, Joel. Now I'm wondering if it's a gag. Let's see what George, N6YG, thinks. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, it's a gag, FT0. Let's see, is the next evolution in digital modes. Featuring a zero sequence time, zero character message, revolutionary point-and-click operating experience requiring absolutely no radio, antenna, or license. So, that's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like FT8, but I'll tell you, after spending the last several months working CW DXpeditions, I'm starting to appreciate FT8 a lot more. I got to the point where I can't even wear my headphones anymore because of the number of lids on CW. Just totally blowing my eardrums out. It's like it's non-stop. Don't know what's going on. It's like people don't listen anymore. You got a D-Expedition clearly saying up, and every 20 seconds someone's tuning up an amplifier right on top of them like they're making an announcement. Headphones go flying off because, blowing your eardrums out. Anyways, that's my little rant for the day.
Oh, well, a rather humorous rant at that, so thanks for that. And I guess like you did sound like you looked up that web address. Let's, again, as a courtesy, let's see if Jim's still out there with us. KM6DVT, you got a copy on me? All right, then, let's go to Bob, N6PGQ.
Well, I can't add much more. It's interesting that the waterfall goes horizontally, and obviously it's someone's attempted an April 1st joke. Enjoyed the article in QST about the new FT system that sends fast CW. Anyway, not very many pixel pops. It came through real well. And 6PGQ.
All right, very good. Well, until you guys said something, I thought it might have been the real thing. I just didn't know what it was. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, this is KP4MD. Yeah, this is really funny. I thought it was the same thing as the QST article, but no, there's a completely different thing. QST for April on page 40 has the WSJTX Super CW mode. It's a WSJTX release 4.1 that adds 150 word per minute CW functionality. So that's something completely different, but in the same spirit. I just want to say that this picture came through very well. We have been having some fading, where I got these stripes, these horizontal stripes in the lower half of the picture, which was where the signal was kind of like dropping out and coming right back. So something's going on with the atmosphere, I think. But very cute, and yeah, that web page is for real too. I'm not going to try to click on that button at the bottom of the page. Who knows where it's going to bring me. But that's it. Back over to you, KP4MD.
Comment.
Thanks, Carol. Go ahead, George.
All right, well, you have to go over to the website now. That was funny. It's like a game.
Indeed. You know what, Carol? I see the lines on your YouTube rendition. I did not get that at all. They are conspicuously absent on my reception, so that's interesting. All right, then. That brings us to Bill, N6H. Oh, excuse me. That brings us to Bill, N6HA, to tell us about his picture or gag or what have you. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, great guesses all around. You guys got it. This is FT0, my beautiful creation. I released this back in February, but today the propagation is very weird. I'm getting all these P5 calls and some guy 1 Alpha 4 Foxtrot. So I don't know what's going on today. Weird propagation. So yeah, this is a little fun thing for people to point and click and do FT0. I think it's more of a commentary on open source software than anything else. So just take it as you will, and please steal the source code and redistribute it, because that's the idea. So yeah, just a fun thing. I thought I'd share it on April Fool's, since it seems applicable. But yeah, today's an odd day for it. So it's a P5. Who knows what that is? N6HA.
All right, very good, and apropos. Thanks for that, Bill. That's going to bring us to Joel. If Joel is ready to transmit, something queued up for us?
Yep, and I've been in and out to the antenna a few times. I think it just had worked the end connector had worked its way loose, so I took it off, didn't see anything, put it back on, got better, and then I took the pair of pliers out there and tightened the end connector even tighter, and I think it's okay now. I'll see when I'm transmitting this and see what the SWR does. Hopefully it stays nice and low. Let me see a tone.
Good tone. Go ahead.
PD 120.
All right, thank you, Joel. I got a pretty good guess of where and what this is, and I think that those that were with us last week might also. But we're going to go to George first for first comment on this one. Go ahead, George.
Well, quite a few pixel pops on this image, and some geographic location with a nice curvy road in the foreground, water in the background, islands, and maybe the Bay Area. Not sure. So, yeah, that's what I have. I'll leave it up to someone else to figure out where it's at. N6YG.
All right, very good, George. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ.
Well, I don't know. We'll probably be back in San Francisco. The interesting thing I've noticed is there's a couple of gray vertical bars on both the left and right side of the picture, where the rest of the like blue sky is very nice, except for that little strip on both sides. Be interesting to know where this is. It probably is the same place as last time at maybe Sutro Tower, N6PGQ.
All right, I think we're thinking along the same lines. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, all I can say is, yeah, pixel pops, probably about 2 or 3 dozen. And I really have no idea where this is. It looks like you're on top of a hill. And out in the distance, you could see some islands and some water. Might be a coast. And I see kind of like on the right-hand side, there's a group of tall buildings, maybe skyscrapers. I have no idea what this is, but some green hills there in the foreground. Um, I'm completely lost. Back to Nets, KP from D.
All right, thank you, Carol. Let's go to Bill, N6HA. Give it a shot.
Yeah, good photo here. A few pixel pops, but not too bad. Looks like the Bay Area. I mean, this looks like San Francisco down there. We're up on a hill. When I first saw the windiness of it, I thought it was like Rodeo Drive or something in LA. You know, it kind of has that look to it. But yeah, somewhere up the hills of San Francisco. I don't know exactly where. But good photo, and looks like quite the hike unless you drove it. Yeah, interesting weather here. This is from N6HA.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bill. You know, I'm going to say that it's the same trip. It was on the same trip of the photo Joel sent last week, maybe near the same park, maybe moved a little bit to the northwest, up in a tower I seem to remember seeing in that, and then taking this shot. But let's have Joel tell us about it. Go ahead, Joel.
Hey, I brought up the YouTube channels to see what it looks like there, and I'm kind of disappointed how low resolution it is because what I see on YouTube just does not give any justice to what it's like standing there, nor the original photo. This is the view of San Francisco looking down Market Street at the downtown San Francisco from Christmas Tree Point, which is up at Twin Peaks, right next to Sutro Tower. And yes, this is the same location as two photos I sent last week. As it turns out, I didn't realize until I got up there, but that little loop of the road in front of that you can see there is now closed to traffic. I guess it's just pedestrians and bicyclists and, I don't know, skateboarders or something. But it used to actually be a road that you could drive up to get up to Christmas Tree Point. Now there's other roads. There's another road, which I guess is the only road open up there now. There used to, for a period of time there in the past, you would see a lot of car ads as they drove around that corner with San Francisco in the background. There are certain places that you just see frequently in ads. This used to be one of them. One that you still see is Mount Whitney Portal Road down by Lone Pine. You see a lot of locations where with beautiful mountains in the background, and sometimes those are, well, you can see Mount Whitney. The neat thing about this and San Francisco in general is you've got this wilderness preserve in the middle of the city. And you can see a couple of other green patches over to the left. So because it's so mountainous, they've got some places where even they can't build houses and things. And in the case of this mountain, it's a preserve for blue something or another butterfly or something that's endemic to, I guess, the San Francisco Peninsula. But I didn't even drive here. I rode the bus, believe it or not. So they have development streets, apartments, people living literally within just a few hundred yards of the top of this mountain. And there's a street that I took a bus route that went up that street. I got up, and then there was just like trails that I could follow to get up to the top. It was kind of cool. And then after I got my field of view, I hiked down the mountain, going through some of these same residential areas through what they call stairs in San Francisco, basically places where they're like alleys between buildings where they're super steep places where you don't have a road, you have steps or stairs going down the side of the hill, basically. Anyway, beautiful day, got sunburned, good trip, back to Net AI 6DG.
All right, Joel, very good. Fantastic view. That looks like a place worth checking out. You know, my brother lives in Chicago. I've been there a couple of times. They have a bunch of places like that, too, believe it or not. They call them forest preserves. They're pretty thick, wooded areas, too. It's kind of weird in the middle of the city. So, all right. Anyway, thanks again, Joel. So that's going to be the end of our list. I have a picture I'll send to you. Get ready for it. It's going to be PD 120, and I got a question about it, too, for you all. So here it comes. All right, you know what? This is Bill K6KRQ. We had 7 transmissions tonight, and nobody got burned by the idea. Incredible. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. First comment on this one.
Well, it's an interesting picture, and I have never seen this before, and I don't know if it's me or the way the picture was sent, but on the right, around the straight key, there's what looks like a ring of, of white surrounding and making an outline of the picture. It's on the edge of the straight key base and on the right edge of the vibraplex bug, and it's kind of interesting. On the left of that, of the 2 Morse keys, is a instructions manual for a picket slide rule, and with the slide rule on the top. And I don't know if the brown thing at the very left is the case for the slide rule. I can't tell it. The quality on my little screen is not great. Somebody has this on a matrix of inches on the top, bottom, and sides. So it's going to be interesting. Somebody's collecting old stuff, which is what I like, N6PGQ.
All right, very good. Good observation. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, KP4MD. Yep, I see a standard slide rule on the left. In the middle, I see What looks like one of the old standard Vibraplex bugs. Used to have one of those years ago, and used it for about 5 years. That was where when I was first getting on the air at my parents' house, and then I sold it when I moved because I didn't want to carry heavy stuff with me. So I missed that, but that's a fine bug. And then on the right, you got a J30. What do you call that? Oh my gosh, it's a straight key. I think it's called a J37 or J38, something like that. But really fine, and they're all sitting on top of what looks like some kind of a drafting type of grid. And on a piece of plywood. Very nice. I don't know what else to tell you. Like it. Back over to you, KP for MD.
All right, also good observation. Let's go to Bill, N6HA.
Yeah, a good photo here. I agree with everyone. Slide rule, and probably the case for the slide rule. I think that's the book. The book underneath it, I think it says slide rule because the slide rule's in front of the text. But maybe something LO slide rule, and I think it's kick it or picket maybe is what it says on the book. So maybe that's the manual for the slide rule. And then yeah, you got the bug, and then one of those I don't know, 65. I don't know the numbers. Straight key, which everyone seems to have. That's a good one. And then I see like a coin in the top right. No one's mentioned. It looks like a yin and a yang potentially. I'm not sure what that is. And a little screwdriver on a bench. So yeah, cool. Cool. I wonder if you picked these up from the Hamfest. We didn't get enough Hamfest haul pictures. I might post something next time of what I got, which is a bunch of junk mostly. N6HA.
Oh, thanks, Bill. And on that note, did you find everything you were looking for that you were asking about?
Negative. I need to text them tomorrow, but hopefully we figure it out. N6HA.
All right, very good. Okay, let's go to Joel, AI6DG.
Upper right, yellow-handled screwdriver of some kind next to the coin. Very bottom, there's a tape measure, tape stick, or something like that that's partially beneath the measuring or draftering thing, whatever it is that's on top of the plywood that the everything else is on top of. The wooden base that the street key is on, it looks very well worn. Yes, this is definitely the case for the slide rule. Lots of chrome, very nice and pretty and chromy Vibraplex, and the Vibraplex and the street key both have cables attached to them that are going back and to the left. So what are they plugged into? AI6DG back to net.
All right, very comprehensive. Let's go to George, N6YG.
Well, I don't have a lot to add. Other than that, it looks like there's another tape measure or another drafting pad underneath the white one. I see another, or maybe it's just maybe it's a ruler, maybe it's a yardstick underneath there. And that coin looks awfully familiar. Maybe it's a K6IS coin. I think they did for their 50th anniversary coin or something like that. And of course the screwdriver. And I have that exact same Vibraplex sitting in a case here. So I wonder if there's a market for those. And I did real good, by the way. You guys talking about the ham swap. I wasn't going to go. I wasn't sure, and then I finally, I decided to go. Hemmed and hawed, and finally got there, and I made out like a bandit. Barb made out like a bandit. Holy moly! You should see the thing she got for free. We got a book, a blue. It's a Navy book for what's the name of that book, Barb? Well, anyway, dated 1917, right? And inside the book is a ticket to the Vallejo stage lines for 30 cents to go from between Benicia and Vallejo in 1915. So and it's like in mint shape, and it was being used as a bookmark, so that was cool. And I got a bunch of test equipment stuff. Oh, I got another antenna book by Bill Orr. And one of the biggest finds was my Geiger counter, mint shape Geiger counter, industrial grade. Something you find at a nuclear power plant, measures alpha radiation too, in just absolute mint shape. Brand new, that thing would have ran about $3 grand. So I did good for $50. So with that, back to net N6YG. Oh, and it works. It works. It's calibrated to cesium-137. So I'm happy.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
You nailed it, George. That is one of the 50-year coins. We found a stash of those coins, and we started giving them out. So I just pulled one that I kept out, and it's identical shape. So that's definitely one of the 50-year NHRC coins. AS6TG.
All right, very good, Joel. Thanks for that. First off, very observant. That's exactly what it is. So that was pretty good there, George, picking it up. And I'm also, you told me at Hamfest about your Geiger counter. I thought that was neat, but I'm also glad to know that you have some cesium lying around the house, so you could have checked that. So that's kind of neat. Anyway, on the picture, well, first off, that yellow measuring thing, that's like a sticker I got at the International Sportsman's Expo. I guess you put it on your tackle box. It's from Fish and Wildlife to for legal limits of fish like striped bass, halibut. But the items themselves, I got those from my sister this past weekend. Her husband's uncle, he's a silent key. He was W6JEO. He lived in Goleta. Excuse me a sec. And like I said, he's a silent key, and they had this stuff, and she sent it to me. The Pickett slide rule, yes, that is the case for it. The leather's in good shape. The slide rule is too. He was an engineer for Raytheon, I understand. I don't know how to use it, but I was looking at the owner's manual. Like Bill said, that's what it is. The Vibraplex bug, those are new to me as far as operating them. I looked up the serial number. It was made in 1974. The bug being new to me, I thought they were kind of like paddles, but I thought it was broken at first. The dits repeat, but the DAWs, you got to do them yourself. So I didn't know that when I first plugged it in, but I do now. So that'll take some practice because I still think it's like a paddle and I want to hold it on the DAW. The straight key, I'm going to let it drop. The straight key, I actually found like quite a bit of stuff about it on the internet. It's called a Bunnell key, J.M. Bunnell. The writing on the board is just the patent date of it, February something, 1881. The key, the best that I can guess from looking them up, I figure it's at least from the 1910s. And I read a lot about them. Apparently they were pretty popular with Western Union and postal telegraphers, and I think they were used through both the world wars. But my question, and it works pretty good. But my question is, I can't wrap my head around the lever on the right of it that moves back and forth. It closes. From what I've read, all the pictures I've seen of them, they're mounted on an array with a sounder, which I had to look up. I'm not familiar with them. And it was to close the circuit or something when it wasn't in use. So I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around that. I don't know if anybody can simplify that for me.
Okay, I'll give it a shot, N6PGQ.
Oh, good. Please do.
Okay, well, if you're using a landline telegraph, the telegraph wire would go from city to city, and Western Union location to Western Union location, and you would insert your radio, your key and your sounder in series with the wire. And if you left your key so that you could use it, the circuit would be broken, unless you push the key down. So this is a shorting bar, and it goes in and shorts the key so that the circuit is continuous. Also, if you were a ham and using this kind of a key, you would use it to tune your radio, so it would provide a key down without you having to hold the key down. So it's both been used for hams and landline.
That is an excellent explanation, and it clears up quite a bit about what I read. I can visualize it perfectly now. So thanks for that. I just thought it was very curious. I had not seen one before. A lot of the ones I've seen on the internet, I've seen collectors and that sites that are talking about them, but I see them on eBay too. They're only going for about $35. But most of the ones I see are missing the lever or the other part to it. So anyway, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Well, not all of them were built with the shorting lever. The ones that were for amateur radio or military, the J38s, which look pretty much like that, didn't have a shorting bar because you were sending code.
Okay, yeah, I had seen some that looked like that, but a lot of them I saw had that plate it kind of arcs on the left, that it slides up underneath. It'll have the plate, but it won't have the lever, or it would have the lever and didn't have the plate. But and some of them didn't even have the knob on it. But interesting. But I thought it was a pretty interesting thing. I took it apart and I cleaned it up a little bit. It was kind of dusty and stuff, so it looks kind of neat. I got another board for it. I'm going to put it on.
Yeah, and the contacts, if they don't make good contact, you can always get a piece of decent typing paper and put it between the contacts, close the key, and slowly and carefully pull the paper out, and it'll burnish the contacts.
All right, very good. That's a hot tip. All right, anyway, thanks for that. I knew one of you would know what that was, and again, thanks for that explanation. Very good. Very succinct. So before I close the net, we're running late tonight. We had a pretty decent net. Before I close the net, are there any questions or comments?
Comment?
I heard somebody there. Come on.
Yeah, it's YLA. I'm studying for my extra, and I thought it might be apropos for me to share with you one of the questions on the test.
Oh, please do. And I'll give you a check-in, too.
Hey, thank you, and I really like that last picture. Now I can't remember the white thing on the left, and totally would not remember that. Okay, the question is, what is the function of the vertical interval signaling VIS code sent as part of an SSTV transmission? The answer A would be to lock the color burst oscillator in color SSTV images. B, to identify the SSTV mode being used. C, to provide vertical synchronization. And D, to identify the call sign of the station transmitted. Any ideas?
I actually remember that question, but I don't remember the answer. I think it's color. Anybody else? No takers. What is it, Kayla?
B, to identify the SSTV mode being used.
radio operator I am. I failed.
Don't worry about it. I'm surprised. Oh, it's kind of neat. K6YY.
Yeah, it's not a really great boost of confidence for like the SSTV Net operator to fail that. So we'll see how long it takes me to live that down. Any other like comments or questions? All right, I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net. And once again, welcome back, George. Glad to have you back with us, and glad you're doing better. We hope to see you all again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. I'm officially closing tonight's late running net at 10:28 p.m. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening. 73.
Wrong microphone. Doggone it. I was going to say, Bill, good job on the net tonight. And by the way, do you know what the why cesium-137 is the most common calibration standard used for Geiger counters?
No, I don't. But without like trying to sound like I'm blowing my horn, I've read about that kind of stuff a million times, I'm sure, but I just don't remember.
Does it have a long half-life?
Yeah, the half-life is over 30 years. It also can be calibrated for gamma and beta, so it does too. Alpha is the hardest one to calibrate for because the polonium-210 is the only material approved by the NRC for that purpose without a nuclear materials handling license of anywhere between 0.1 microcurie and 0.5 microcuries, and it's got a half-life of 138 days and about $300 for a calibration standard. So yeah, something that lasts 138 days, it's not very good. So on the other hand, you can find used cesium-137 calibration standards that have 10, 15 years left on them.
So, seriously, did you have something like that lying around?
Not going to answer that. Yeah, I like my wife. My wife doesn't like the idea a lot. The radioactive material. I collect little things like chunks of uranium, natural uranium. I like that. She doesn't like the green glow.
Interesting, to say the least.
You could always collect old orange plates that used uranium for the pigment.
Yeah, that's neat if you can find it. Yeah, for alpha, just to check, if you can find the what do you call it, a smoke detector that still uses an alpha emitter. So I'm not sure how many are left. There was a good story. What was his name? They called him the radioactive Boy Scout or something like that. Was trying to build a nuclear reactor in his backyard. I think he's the one that kind of ruined it for everybody, disassembling smoke detectors from Americum and whatever. It was pretty ingenuitive of him.
I read an article about the amount of radioactive material they used on watches and clocks.
Radium. That was horrible. Those girls suffered.
Oh, I couldn't hear Kayla that well, but it sounded like that what she was talking about, the radium girls. I was going to mention that. That was rough.
Oh, they knew too. The owner and everybody in that company knew. The engineers, they wouldn't handle this stuff. They knew. But hey, they told the girls, yeah, just lick the tips, and they knew. That was horrible, what they did. I mean, it just goes to prove what they thought of the female workers back then. They were expendable.
For 390 receivers, they all had a pair of nice little meters with nice radium dials. Those all got removed from them. It's very hard to find original R390s with their original meters as a result.
I want to find out if I can get all my old watches scanned to see if they're still active. K651.
Well, I have a very sensitive Geiger counter. I've always wanted a Geiger counter that can do alpha. Almost all the stuff available to the general public it won't do alpha. It just does beta and gamma, and usually high level stuff. So this will do real low level stuff too.
I never really, this is K6K or Q for ID, I never realized that there was a distinction like that. I just thought Geiger counter equals Geiger counter, so that's interesting.
No, there's actually a lot to it. There's some neat devices on the market now that will detect real low level, what is it, radioscope? I forgot what it is. It's a little device. I don't know if it does alpha or not. It might not detect it directly. It might infer it. It might calculate it based on what it thinks it's looking at, because it tries to identify the source. And in my understanding, I think that all started as an open source project. I don't remember the name of the device right now. It's become very popular. In fact, someone at the ham swap had one and was showing it to me.